The bell is tolling. It's the coach. This is the 2019 season on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll get a look at Le'Veon Bell, fresh off a 100-yard performance a week ago, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Miami Dolphins. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, we are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. The excitement brewing here in South Florida as a moment ago the Dolphins starters were introduced to this home crowd. They're fired up as well as they get set to match up with the New York Jets. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some snacks.
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a give, right side. McNeil looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun. OBrein flushed out right. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Taken in at the 22. Able to power through. And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section, where the columnists write possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Well, who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally taken down at the 34. That one covers 29 yards, first down. You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run, and you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
Marino's second down throw incomplete. A look now at the Miami offense.
And the play of this offensive line is going to tell a big story. And right now, if you're a fan of this team, you're loving the story that they are telling. They've already created some holes in the running game on this opening drive, and they're going to need to keep it up for these guys to have a big chance at victory.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast, and a big sack. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the Dolphins will jump out to a 3-0 lead. Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed him to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
So out now come the Jets. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
Early in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. To throw on 3rd down, OBrein. And he locates Walker, complete. 9 yards that time.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
You used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
They'll run on 1st down. McNeil, and a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. The numbers for him from a week ago. And Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
On 2nd down, McNeil.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
Back to throw. OBrein, he may try and run for this. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. The Jets with a football here to start the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. The Jets with a football here to start the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Buying time to his left. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jets have taken the lead. And nothing special there. They show they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at the 40. Now a handoff here to his running back. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The throw over the middle taken in. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 35.
On the ready.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Marino now off the bootleg. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even...
Now the ball comes loose, and it's scooped up by the Jets.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Got it.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself...
He's got a man, complete. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Brutal, so take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they'll get him down up past the 15. That's good for a Jet 1st down, a gain of 13. So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. A 1st down run not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Steps away to his left. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he loses the football a 2nd time.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable.
Ready. 70, Indy.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
A pair of 1st downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet 1st down. Looking to throw. OBrein. There he goes right side. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. A try here for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. New York set to take the field. You're down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
Before getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. This quarterback now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. Forced out to his left. Looking left side, he's got it complete. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
15,
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Going to throw right side here, complete. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will tie things up as we head toward halftime. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been as tight as we expected, all tied through one half of play. For the call of the second half, let's get it back to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. It's a big play there for Miami. 45 yards on the ground. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Now Marino eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now it's Marino on the move to his left. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Now Marino to throw it. He can run for it, and he will. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 18.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Marino will throw, escape, and that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. A 7-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to regain the lead. And he shows some mobility there, getting outside the tackles, moving to the right, making a nice play.
He had the whole field in front of him and was able to actually throw it about where he was looking, right? And he said he moved to the right, had his vision there, and put a nice pass into the end zone for a touchdown.
No problem there on the extra point, and that makes it a 17-10 score. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. On 3rd and 2, OBrein throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll be marked down deep on Miami's side of the field. Big yardage that time for the Jets, and even 50 yards.
On third down, it's very simple. Make sure you get beyond the sticks, make the catch, pick up the first down. But in this case, he turned into bonus time and was off to the races for a monster play.
And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. 2nd and 9 now. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. The Miami defense trying to keep him out. They haven't let him in yet. Can they hold again here on 3rd? Got a man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jets. From 3 yards out as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
The point after is good, and that will level the playing field at 17 all. So that one, an 8-play drive, it spans 75 yards, and it ends with a Jet touchdown. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the third quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that?
They got his man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 35. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. He's got the first down here inside the 30. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the...
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. From 13 yards out as they have taken the lead. And on this play, he just made a great route. The quarterback had to deliver it, sure, but a great route run there.
And, Brandon, this is what the best receivers do. They work on their route running because it's one thing to have athletic ability, but to really get open, you have to set up defensive backs with different routes and be precise in your cuts.
The extra point up and good, and they will take a 7-point lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
Here we go.
Back now in Miami. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the 4th quarter. On 1st down, OBrein flushed out right. Now he'll go deep down the middle. He's got it at the 15. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. It's a gain of 34. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way, oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
They'll keep it on the ground. McNeil, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. On 3rd down, OBrein. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A 9-yard touchdown grab as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. Nothing separating these 2 sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored 1.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 36 yards on the play. Clock running under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a 1st down. So they go pass, now they go run, and 2 plays resulting in really nice pickups.
Certainly sounds like a 50-50 deal, doesn't it? Sounds like great balance. Well, you know what all those coaches have told us over the years, Brandon, that balance is? It means doing what you want to, when you want to. That play call is working very well for them right now.
From the 17, Marino rolling. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. From 17 yards out. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this fourth quarter.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set. In racing, going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. Point after, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The New York set to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Back to throw. OBrein. And Walker has it. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Go! 60 or 2.
On 1st and 10, OBrein dancing to his left. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Now the try here for the point after. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd down. Marino. It's hauled in by Hardy. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun?
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. 3rd and 1, trying to keep this drive in overtime going. A big one coming up. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. Being chased out left. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Jets, the win means they'll finish the first half at a respectable 5-3 record. And they'll return home next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Miami, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. And for Charles Davis and our entire